My name is Dorcas Cheramgoi from
Cheramgoi.
My name is
My name is Chapel.
My name is Nixon Murkana High School.
My name is Valen Cheramgoi from Cheramgoi High School.
For becoming the top in round 1. Now you are representing your school in round 2 semi-finals. You are assured of a certificate. Now you have a certificate. So the questions, there will be 10 questions and they will have choices A and B, C and D. 4 choices. So you are choosing one. You know how you are doing primary work, right? Yes. These are the instructions. I'm only going to read a question twice with the answers. Mara moja answer, mara pili answers. So after those 2 times, ukishasoma unafaa kuwa ushajua correct answer na ukajibu. Are you together? Yes. Kuna mtu ana swali? Yes? Unaandika jibu hapo. Usiniambie. So after the knee we'll collect the scripts, then it's a issue. Are you together? Yes. So unaandika correct answer. The questions are coming from chemistry, physics, biology and some maths. So, are you together? Yes. Are you ready to start? Now you know how to calculate. In those before I read, I finish, unafaa kuwa calculate ukapata answer.
Okay, audience.
You can calculate nyuma, ina shida.
Mr. Bunyama. Wanazitumia hiyo script na zatumia nyuma. What you are providing is what either A, E or C. What's up?
Yes.
That's the answer that you are marking.
Yes.
Are you ready to start? Okay. Let's go. Question number 1. Which of the following is not a characteristic of a chemical change? A. Formation of a precipitate. B. Change in color. C. Reversibility. D. Evolution of gas. Which of the following is not a characteristic of a chemical change? A. Formation of a precipitate. B. Change in color. C. Reversibility. D. Evolution of gas. Question number 2. That is it. A plant cell placed in a concentrated sugar solution becomes A. Turgid. B. Plasmolized. C. Flaccid. D. Rigid. A plant cell placed in a concentrated sugar solution becomes A. Turgid. B. Plasmolized. C. Flaccid. D. Rigid. Question number 3. Which of the following is not a function of the human skeletal system? A. Protection of internal organs. B. Production of red blood cells. C. Storage of minerals. D. Production of insulin. Which of the following is not a function of the human skeletal system? A. Protection of internal organs. B. Production of red blood cells. C. Storage of minerals. D. Production of insulin. Question number 4. The correct order in increasing size is A. Cell, nucleus, chromosome, gene. B. Gene, chromosome, nucleus, cell. C. Chromosome, gene, nucleus, cell. D. Gene, nucleus, cell, chromosome. The correct order in increasing size is A. Cell, nucleus, chromosome, gene. B. Gene, chromosome, nucleus, cell. C. Chromosome, gene, nucleus, cell. D. Gene, nucleus, cell, chromosome. Question number 4. Question number 5. A ball is drawn vertically upwards. At its highest point, the velocity is 0 and the acceleration is 0. B. The velocity is maximum and the acceleration is 0. C. The velocity is 0 and the acceleration is 9.8 meters per second squared downwards. D. The acceleration is 0 and force is upwards. A ball is drawn vertically upwards. At its highest point, A. The velocity is 0 and the acceleration is 0. B. The velocity is maximum and the acceleration is 0. C. The velocity is 0 and the acceleration is 9.8 meters per second squared downwards. D. The acceleration is 0 and force is upwards. Question number 6. In a chemical reaction, the substance that is oxidized, A. Gains electrons. B. Loses electrons. C. Is reduced. D. Remains unchanged. In a chemical reaction, the substance that is oxidized, A. gains electrons, B, loses electrons, C, is reduced, D, remains unchanged. Question number 7. Which of the following is an renewable source of energy? A, solar energy, B, wind energy, C, coal, D, biomass. Which of the following is an renewable source of energy? A, solar energy, B, wind energy, C, coal, D, biomass. Question number 8. The number of protons in an atom is equal to A, the atomic mass, B, the number of neutrons, C, the atomic number, D, the mass number minus the charge. The number of protons in an atom is equal to A, the atomic number, B, the number of neutrons, C, the atomic number, D, the mass number minus the charge. A is the atomic mass, sorry. Question number 9. A student measured 50 cubic centimeters of water using a beaker and a measuring cylinder. Which tool gave a more accurate volume? A, beaker because it holds more liquid. B, measuring cylinder because it has narrower markings. C, beaker because it has a spout. D, both are equally accurate. A student measured 50 cubic centimeters of water using a beaker and a measuring cylinder. Which tool gave a more accurate volume? A, beaker because it holds more liquid. B, measuring cylinder because it has a narrower markings. C, beaker because it has a spout. D, both are equally accurate. The last question, number 10. Which of the following is not a function of the human circulatory system? A, transport of nutrients. B, regulation of body temperature. C, production of hormones. D, removal of waste products. Which of the following is not a function of the human circulatory system? A, transport of nutrients. B, regulation of body temperature. C, production of hormones. D, removal of waste products. Are you done? The scripts now will be collected.
How are you? Okay, welcome to this session. I'm Mr. Koech from Cheramgoi Boys High School, a teacher of mathematics and physics, and also an examiner in physics paper 1. The questions will distinguish, the differentiate, and contrast. Remember, the same features should be discussed in each row. If you are mentioning definition here, the other end also you must get the definition. Definition of terms, statement of principles and laws in physics are supposed to be stated the way it is appearing in our course books without changing anything. Because the moment you replace a word with another one, then you are changing everything. Remember, these are laws, these are principles, and if that statement, if the tone of that statement changes, then that law or principle becomes something different. In fact, it becomes your own statement. It becomes your own law. It becomes your own principle, not the original. So it must carry the original meaning. Tunaelewana wanafunzi? Sasa sichawaelezea mwende mukram. Najua kuna wengine ambao wanasema sasa kama ni hivyo inamaanisha tunaenda kukram sasa. Hapana. No, don't cram. I want you to understand those laws. And when you understand them, the laws and the principles, then you will be stating them the way it is expected. One challenge that I found out in the process of marking the Kenya National Examination Council exam is when a learner is asked a very simple question: define maybe pressure. Define pressure. And then a student go ahead and write P is equivalent to F over A. Or even a student write it in words, pressure equivalent to force all over what? Area. Is that statement wrong? Is that statement wrong? It is not wrong. But that is not the definition of pressure. This is mathematical expression of pressure. But the correct definition of pressure is what? It's a force acting normally or perpendicularly per unit what? That is how it is supposed to be stated. Not writing the symbols, because those symbols are simply or the equations like this one are mathematical expressions which are correct, yes, but it doesn't give the definition. So I want you to, when you go back to your schools, go and make sure that you acquaint yourself with the expectation of the next. So to the talk up, you will go and list all the laws in physics, all the principles in physics, and then give their definition. So that wakati imekaribia mtihani, kama ni paper 1, unajua ni principle gani inaweza ulizwa in paper 1, you revise principles, all of them in paper 1. Kama ni paper 2, umeweka mahali za paper 2, all of them, definition, kama ni definition of or statement of laws, soma sote. Unaelewana? Vile imeandikwa wapi? Cosmos. And us to look at question number 1. State one way in which physics contributes to the study of history. It is folding out which one there? Huh? The state. Are you supposed to give a very lengthy response? Nilikuwa nimesema listing, stating, naming, you are not supposed to give a lot of response, isn't it? So state one way in which physics contributes to the study of this. 1 mark. What was the response that was expected there? Carbon dating. As simple as that. Ukipeana hivyo bwana umepata. Carbon dating. Because in carbon dating, physicists ndio wanaangalia the amount of carbon that is still remaining in the fossil, isn't it? Lakini watu wa historia ndio wanakuja kusema nini? There is a skeleton that was discovered in Olduvai. Olduvai was. Is it Olduvai Coast? Or before? Wapi kwingine? Lakini eti some skeleton was discovered somewhere. Sijui in before. Sijui in Turkana. That has lived for 5 million years. Kwani hao watu wanajua? Ni nani wamesaidia wao kujua that skeleton has lived for close to 5 million years, so even 2 million years. Sini physicists. Yes. Watu wenye wanaangalia nini? The amount of carbon that is still remaining in those skeletons. Kama ungeulizwa state 2 factors, alafu mwingine anajua sana anaandika 3, na pengine ya 3 ina contradict the first one, do you want to be penalized? So if you are asked to state 1, please state 1. Kama umeambiwa state 2, you are supposed to state 2. Put it this one has come out. State what is meant by area. So that is the definition, isn't it? State what is meant by area. And what is area? Measure of what? A surface, isn't it? Now, let us move to the second one, and I want we shall learn again this one. It is good it has come out. State the SI units of the area. Sasa, when you are asked to state the SI unit, you are not supposed to give the symbol of the SI unit. What is the SI unit of length? Yes. It is me? Yes. It is meter. You are supposed to give in singular and not symbols. It is meter. Lakini kuna baadhi ya watu ambao wakiulizwa state or give the SI unit of length anapeana m. This is wrong, but this is right. We have measurement 1, inform 1, measurement 2, inform 2. Now, measurement 1 is normally, we use which instruments? A ruler and a tape measure. And if you look at the number of divisions between 0 and 1, it's calibrated in centimeters, isn't it? If you look at the number of divisions which are here, between 0 and 1, for both a ruler and a tape measure, they are normally 10. Meaning, that small division is equivalent to 0.1 or 1 centimeter. Now, most of the learners do not realize that whenever we give that question in paper 1 or paper 2, that paper 3, paper 1 and paper 3, whenever we give out a question and the measuring instrument is a ruler or a tape measure, what we are looking for is whether you understand the accuracy of that measuring device. So a ruler and a tape measure has an accuracy of what? 1 decimal? Yes. How about a vernier caliper? Vernier caliper is calibrated in centimeters. And its accuracy? 2 decimal? Yes. How about micrometer screw gauge? It is calibrated in millimeters and have an accuracy of 2 decimal? Yes. Those are the things we look at. Even in paper 3 we have the voltmeter, the ammeter, and it has a scale. And because if you are aware, or if you are not aware, normally during an exam, the NEC usually urge the institutions, the administrators, and the subject teachers to ensure that a common instrument is used all over. If it is a voltmeter of 0 to 3, then it is used countrywide, 0 to 3. Ni nini wanajaribu kuangalia hapo? Uniformity, and whether you understand the scale. So, what I'm trying to say here is that if it is a ruler or a tape measure, accuracy 1 decimal place. Sasa, saa zingine unapata mtu ameambiwa atumie ruler, alafu amepima na kuandika kwamba amepata 2.50 cm na alikuwa anatumia ruler ama alikuwa anatumia tape measure. Ni saa ngapi ruler imeweza kupima ngapi? 2 decimal places. So if it is a ruler, please stick to 1 decimal place. If it is a micrometer screw gauge, calibrated in millimeters, you have measured and gotten 2.3 millimeters. Huyo mwanafunzi atapata hilo swali. Amekosa nini? Amesema ile instrument yenye ametumia can only measure up to 1 decimal place. Yes. Anafaa kufanya nini wanafunzi? Anaongeza sufuri? Because a micrometer screw gauge can measure up to 2 decimal places. And you are supposed to give in your response. Now, a challenge now comes in. You must have seen this in paper 3. Pengine umepima ukapata 2.30 millimeters. Alafu sasa hapo mbele unaulizwa, can you give your answer in meters? Give your answer in meters. Si mumeona hilo swali kama hiyo? Si inakuwa rahisi sana. Na pengine mwanafunzi alikuwa amepata ngapi? Pengine mwanafunzi alikuwa amepata 2.30 millimeters. So your response should ensure that you have carried forward this zero. You divide this one by what? From millimeters to meters? 1,000, isn't it? So the answer will be 0.00230. Hii sufuri unaona hapo mwisho ni amana sana. Because of the accuracy of the measuring. Now, again, if you look at a question, in most cases unakuta pia umeambiwa pima na ruler This is 2 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 3 centimeters. That is a ruler. Alafu umeambiwa kuonyesha the reading of A. What is that reading there? 2.1, 2, 3, 4, 2.4, 2.5. It is 2.4 or 2.5? Lakini kuna mwenye atasema hapa ni 2.45. 2.45. Mwingine anasema 2.4. Mwingine amesema 2.5. Haya, kati ya hizo tatu, who is odd one out? Mwenye amesema ya kwamba this ruler can measure 2 decimal places, which is not. That is wrong. This reading can either be 2.5 or 2.4. This is either 2.5 or 2.4. If you have a reading maybe B, na unaona hiyo haijafikia 3, imekaribia 3, lakini iko mbali sana na 2.9. What is that reading? Hiyo itakuwa 3.0 centimeters, because you have considered the accuracy of that measuring device. Questions on calculations, we normally look at 3 areas. We have the formula, we have substitution, and we have the answer mark. And remember, with correct unit. The formula mark is awarded when you give that formula using correct symbol. For example, pressure is given by F over A. Capital letter P, capital letter F, capital letter A. You earn yourself a formula mark. Lakini yule mtu ambaye ataandika P is equivalent to F over A. This F is a small letter F, and it doesn't stand for what? Force. Force is capital letter F. So huyu mwanafunzi atakuwa amenoa. Mwingine hata anaandika P is equivalent to F. Inaonekana kama capital, lakini this line here imepita the vertical line, imepita ikakuja upande huu. There is a time we penalize this one. Yaani unapitiliza line hivi. Hii haifai. So for now you are supposed, we are saying you are supposed to use what? Say symbols. Most of the learners usually use wrong symbols, especially when it comes to density. What is the formula for density? Rho equals to M over E. Where this symbol rho is a Greek letter, stands for what? Density. And then small letter M and small letter phi. Ingawa phi hakuna vile utaandika small letter. Kuna banana na capital letter phi, isn't it? But it's supposed to be rho equivalent to M over phi. Lakini wanafunzi wengi sana, close to 90% of our learners, their response unapata wameandika D is equivalent to M over, or small letter P to stand for density is equivalent to M. This is wrong. You are supposed to use the correct symbols. And when you are in doubt, can you write them in words? No one will penalize you ukisema pressure is equals to force or over what? Nobody will penalize you when you write in words. Lakini pia kama handwriting yako ni mbaya, ambayo sidhani kama ni mbaya sana, ukiona hautaweza kuandika in words, umeona tena pengine hautaweza kuandika using correct symbols, na unaelewa hiyo formula vizuri, if you substitute it correctly, then at that point of substitution you will get 2 marks, because that substitution yenye umefanya, umesubstitute nini? Si una substitute formula. Hata ingawa hujaandika hapo, si hiyo formula is implied, so you shall say the formula is implied. So, but in a nutshell, we are saying what? Questions on calculations. You are supposed to give a formula using correct symbols or in words. Have you written that? Formula must be given in words or using correct symbols. For the substitution, you are supposed to ensure that you either use SI units or common units.
A student connects two resistors of 6 ohms and 3 ohms in parallel across a 9-voltage battery. What is the total current drawn from the battery? A, 1.5 amperes, B, 3.0 amperes, Z, 4.5 amperes, D, 2.0 amperes. Number 10. A reactive element X decays to form element Y by emitting 2 alpha particles and 1 beta particles. If X has a mass number of 206 and atomic number of 88, what are the mass and atomic numbers of Y? A, 218, 87, B, 222 and also 86, Z, 218 and 86, D, 220 and 87. A radioactive element X decays to form an element Y by emitting 2 alpha particles and 1 beta particles. If X has a mass number of 226 and atomic number of 88, what are the mass and atomic numbers of Y? A, 218 and 87, B, 222 and 86, Z, 218 and 86, D, 220 and 87. 11.
You start now distributing your figures. After getting that one, you come and score 1 mark here. You score 1 mark from the word against. Plot a graph of temperature against the rate of photosynthesis. In this point, you have a mark for plotting marks. This one, a tick there, and then another tick for changing the curves, the plotting points. Are you seeing how many marks are here? For plotting the axis, and then another mark for joining the axis. Are you getting? Yes. And so a student will score for origin, that is the beginning, and then it's coming scoring for the plotting points. If there were 2 graphs, you will score 2. If it was 1, you will score 1, and then for joining the gap. And then there is no what is called extrapolation. I heard the other teacher was talking about extrapolation. You end where the plotting ends. Are you getting? Yes. Ukiendeleza hizo ni zako. So you go up in science, we deal with fact up to where it has reached. You plot up to where it has reached. Are you getting, Dixon? From Cheramgoi. Are you getting? Okay. And then another thing, we don't have to talk about the title. That just give the title to the geography students. Question 6, you start working on question 6 immediately when you get the paper, because it is the savior. Because you have a mark for scale, have a mark for plotting points, and then you have a mark by using the word against. You see, when you don't understand the word against, you will now plot the graph which is opposite. Ni kama umefaa kiatu ya left kwa right, alafu the right kwa left, na unajaribu kutembea. Is it possible to walk? You will just be falling down. You have been told to differentiate between grenation. What's the grenation in animal cells? Hemolysis. You say hemolysis. Hemolysis. This one is dealing with the fact that is taking place. You have to tell us, for the cells to be grenated, it has undergone what? From where? Absorbing what? Increasing. And then what is going to happen? And then what is the final conclusion? You can be given a photographs of chimpanzee. You can be given a whale, and then you can be given the wild hyena. Very clear one. Then you have been told to state the observable features or the mode of feeding in those ones. Observable. Observable means that you can see because the photograph has been given for you. So your work is to see what is there in the photograph, and then you tie the questions that you have been given there. So normally, when you are tired, my friends, my fellow students, my fellow candidates, when you are tired, over the weekend, open for one test. You go through the photographs. Just ukimalizana enda form 2. Photographs. Ukimalizana enda form 3. Photographs. Hiyo ni siku ya photographs. Enda form 4. Photographs. Ukimaliza hizo photographs, you go back to those practical books. Yeah, photographs. Just move it like that. You will be saving a lot of money. Because photographs are given and it will be very clear. Full test. I think up to now from 4, you should be well conversant with the reagents that is used in full test. The obvious one we normally start by starch. So starch has only one reagent. Iodine. And after knowing the iodine, you should know the color. Color. What is the color of iodine when it is okay? Brown. Kama unasahau hiyo pia, it is not good. You come to protein. We know the reactions. One. Protein. Sodium hydroxide. Kuna kitu kingine? Kuna. Now we go to starch, iodine. When it is present, blue plaque. Ama uzoe tu plaque. Then we go to reducing sugar. We use what? Benedict. Now is a heat reaction. We say Benedict. Then we go to non-reducing sugar. Tunaanzia gani? Atuanze hivyo wakati tunafanya practical. Tunaanzia gani? Food substance, twende. Benedict. Now, when it is present, yeah, then I hit, or I quick. Yes, when it is present, so you say brown, yellow, orange. Is that on? Pronuncia brown, yellow, orange. Very good. And then you can be given again about the vitamin. We use what? DCB, IB. Then fat. A mountain.
Enoch, Digir. Mwalimu kaandika mpaka hapo? Amos, Digir, Elisha, Digir, alafu Enoch. Digir. Amos, Elisha, Enoch, right? Digir, watu watatu. We are not going to display the questions. They are oral. Kwa hivyo nasoma swali, alafu kama uko na jibu unainua mkono. The judges are here to assist me to know nani ameinua mkono wa kwanza. And when you answer correctly, you have 3 points. If you don't answer correctly, I'll give a second chance to the others. Kama mna unapata, the second time we cancel the question. And when you are raising the hand, make sure that you raise the hands vizuri. Na usiraise ufikirie, raise when you know the answer. Na usiingie labda ni mara moja. Okay. Are the instructions clear? The questions can come from chemistry, from physics, from biology, from maths, and from the general knowledge questions. So, when you answer the question correctly, you get 3 points. I'm going to ask the first 10 questions, and then you will eliminate people as we continue. Question number 1. What is the force opposing motion? Frictional force. Congratulations. That is a Nathan. Yeah, 3 points. Congratulations. Next question. Question number 2. What part of the cell contains DNA? Sorry. That question is, I give second chance. No. Let me come to that question. What part of the cell contains DNA? We can say all together again. The nucleus, right? Yeah. What causes tides? Yes? Yes? Can you speak up kindly? Speak up. Currents. Wrong. Yes? Conventional currents? Correct. Okay, next question. I want to answer that question. Eliminate that those 3 points.
The one that causes lights.
Tides.
You said? What?
Listen, man.
What's answering that?
This one? Wrong.
Yes.
Thank you for that correction. So the one that causes tides is
Gravitation of force between the moon and the earth.
yes. Yeah, the moon. Thank you. Question number 5. Number 4. What is the smallest unit of matter? Unit of matter. You are thinking. What? Atom. Congratulations. Okay. Question number 5. Yeah, number 5. What is the acceleration due to gravity? What is the acceleration due to gravity? That is wrong. What was the second one? Negative. Okay. We cancel that. The acceleration due to gravity inafanya ngapi?
Somebody has already given a chance to watch the team, so in case of second chance.
Unainua tena. Yeah. So the acceleration due to gravity inafanya ngapi?
9.8 meters per second square.
Yeah. 9.8 meters per second square. Question number 6. What is the main gas in Earth's atmosphere? Wrong. Not water vapor. Nitrogen. Congratulations. Question number 7. Where is the question? What is the largest artery in the body? Again, was the one, Aorta. Congratulations. Nixon, 6 points. Nixon, 6 points. Question number 9. 9? Is it number 9? What type of energy is in moving objects? Kinetic. Very good. Amos. 6 points. Congratulations. Question number 10. Then is the last question in the round. The last set of questions. Where is the question? What's the formula for area of a circle? I want to cancel that question. Formula for area of a circle ni gani? That's a very good question. Now this one I think I'm ready to pass the question. Can you confirm how we have paired on? Dorcas from Cheramgoi, 0, 10 a second. So we are only having 3. So Dorcas, deleted. Listen to the question now. What color has the shortest wavelength? Violet. Congratulations. And can you make sure that you answer immediately, sir? Almost 9 points from DK. So I think now it's clear now. So Dorcas, congratulations. That's for him, for her. Elisha from Dikiri, congratulations. Enoch from Dikiri, congratulations. Emmanuel from Cheramgoi, congratulations. So the race remains for 3 people. Nathan from Cheramgoi, Amos from Dikir, Nixon from Ruka. Remember, we are competing for the trophy. So let's pull up our socks. We want to see the winner. Next question. 5 set questions. First question number 1. What kind of blood cells carry oxygen?
Our will.
Okay. Red blood cells. Congratulations. So that is Amos from Degree 12 points. Alright. Question number 2. What organ produces insulin? He was the one. Pancreas. Congratulations. Pancreas. That is 9 points. Murkan. Question number? Number 3. Okay. What is the most reactive metal? Let me answer that question. Just wait for the question to be over. Question number, I can't answer that question. I go to question number 3 again. What is the capital of Australia? The capital of Australia? New York, wrong? Wrong. It's called Canberra. Question number 4. Very easy question. Listen. What is the SI unit of resistance? You're the one. Ohms. Congratulations. That is Nixon. Nixon 12 points. Question number 5. What is the most abundant element in the universe? Most abundant element. Wrong. The most abundant element in the universe is hydrogen. So I think that one now we have. So Nathan from Cheramgoi, congratulations. Clap for her for him. So the race remains between the 2, Amos from Dikir and Nixon from Murkan. Yes? Okay. So the race is for the 2. We want to get the winner. We want to break that tie. So we are going to ask another 5 set of questions. We break that tie. Question number 1. What part of the brain controls balance? Wrong. You cannot answer twice. You cannot answer twice. So should I get another question? I will give Seth a chance. No, but he had already said question. Yes. He already said it. I think I can answer that question. It is cerebellum, not cerebrum. I hope you I think you're confused. Very easy question. Okay. Question number 4. Umeongeza nani? 15. Yeah, Nixon 15 points. Second last question. We're almost breaking the tie. I can see Murkan is leading. What's the decimal of 1/4? Wrong. Congratulations. Super. Murkan 18 points. The last and very last question. What number is neither prime nor composite? Wow, congratulations. Let's clap for him.
Now, I want us to know that there is no mark for correct inference from wrong observation. Even when you get the correct observation is actually very simple. You can make correct observation. You are adding this, you get this. You can see, yes? Finally, is on organic compounds, and we are saying that bromine is never brown in color. Bromine is what? It's yellow. You know, our textbook are misleading us. Wanaandika bromine is brown. Sinipo? Bromine is what? Yellow. So unafanya mpaka mwisho. Kama unatumia answer ya hii, peleka vile iko. How together? Peleka from one answer to another answer, use the way it is to the preceding answer. Here we have some precautions to take when you are writing the units on maybe enthalpy. Kama naandika kwa joules, joules is capital J. This is correct. This one is wrong. Kilojoule, K is small letter, J is capital. Yes? This one is correct. But if you can take K capital and then you enter the capital, this is wrong. This is capital K. Kwa tunaangalia kile kabisa vile imekutana hapo. This is capital K. So let's write small letter K. Small letter K. Hata hii inakaa kama ni capital. Naweza kaweka tuma kidogo ionyeshe ni small kwako, yani inaonekana ni small. Because you can actually use a mark for writing around it. So small letter K for kilojoules and capital letter J. I know some of you can write like this. This one is capital. See what? This is capital. Like the moment you make a dot hapo juu, it becomes small letter J. Then also, if you are dealing with maybe a final calculation, dealing with molar enthalpy of something, it is advisable that you indicate the sign. Come on, exothermic reaction or endothermic reaction on the enthalpy value. So you can talk about maybe an enthalpy change or maybe a negative 20.5 kilojoules per hour. So when we are working out with the molar enthalpy, let's indicate the sign. Come on, if the reaction is endothermic, is positive. If the reaction is exo, it is negative. Now, for you to have good results, the first thing is that you identify the test reagents. Identify the test reagents. Yenye imepewa. Ukiangalia umepewa sodium hydroxide, umepewa ammonia solution, umepewa nini, bromine water, vitu kama hizo. Ensure that you identify those test reagents. Then from there, get to know what the test reagents test for. Because here kama ujui sodium hydroxide ina test nini, sitakuwa gumu. If you don't know what bromine tests in organic chemistry, you will not be able to get any result. So you must be able to know what the test reagent that you are. Finally, you should be able to tell the possible inferences from correct observations. You know, here you are doing the experiments, you are recording observation, and then from the observation, you are making inferences. So, when you know these test reagents and you know what they test for, definitely when you follow the procedure, you have to maybe add.
I want to start. I will only read the top two. The top two. Let me start with the form 2 of Gilbert Metil from Murukan Secondary. Let's clap for him. With 15 points. Position number 1 was Kelvin Rohit from Cheramgoi. Congratulations. With 18 points. Wale kama teacher from Cheramgoi and from me to take a photo. Mwalimu Amurkan, just take a photo. Mwalimu Amurkan, clap for. Congratulations. And we are with the 12 points. We have Sheila Tepuri from Cheramgoi with 18 points. Congratulations. Sababi? Congratulations. Position number 1 was Nixon Kemboi from Murka.
Congratulations. Mwalimu Emuru Adiki that part. Just come have a photo. I will just read the top 3. Form 2, position number 3 was Kebulu Secondary. Position number 2 was Cheramgoi Secondary. Position number 1 was Murkan. Form 3, the school that was number 3 was Murkan Secondary. Position number 2 was Emuru Adiki Boys. Emuru Adiki, Simukla for Emuru Adiki. And then position number 1 was Cheramgoi. In the Form 4 class, position number 3 was Cheramgoi Secondary. Position number 2 was Emuru Adiki Secondary, Emuru Adiki Boys. And position number 1 was Murkan High. I want to read the overall. And I will only read the top 3 schools. And then position number 1 will be given the trophy. Alright. So I will only read the top 3. Position number 3 was Emuru Adiki Boys. Let's clap for them. Position number 2 was Cheramgoi Secondary. Emuru Adiki had 27 points. Cheramgoi had 42 points. Position number 1 is Murkan. I invite the deputy principal to award the trophy to Murkan High. Murkan High School, when you participate for finals, you can come. Ama tu ni wote mkuja hapa mpige picha. With the trophy. Walimu wa Murkan. Aya, who will receive the trophy? Congratulations.